was literally in the shower, like, can't believe that when I was a teenager, I wanted to be a tour manager. Because I'm like, well, what the fuck were you thinking?
Which also me, I was like,
Like,
let's go on the road. Let's tour.
I'm saying.
And now I'm like, no, thank you.
No, because also one, I was out of pocket thinking that because I don't even like being in airplanes. I get anxiety. I can't sleep. It ruins my whole week when I don't have to get on an airplane. Mm-hmm. But like here I was thinking, I'm gonna be a tour manager, and then I could just travel with a band. Wah, wah, wah. And I wanted to be a tour manager for a band specifically. And now I'm just like, mind your business. Don't get into that mess.
Me wanting to be a tour manager when I full well know that when I'm on a plane, I wanna puke. I get nausea so bad. Like
we were kidding ourselves.
Which even in a car, I get like motion sickness in a car.
Yeah, really.
And I'm like, I
haven't been in a car with you, other than like a bus.
Oh, so. Yeah. But I was like, to go on a whole ass plane and then tour bus too, on the road, driving.
Yeah.
No, thank you.
Yeah, because like I remember in the Netherlands when we would take the bus like to Afas or Ziggo Dome or whatever, you would always sit in the direction of like traffic. You couldn't sit on the other side, and I would always sit on the other side because I don't get motion sickness like that.
Yeah, no,
only on boats. I get both sick.
It. Girl, the thing is with me, I get sick on boats, in cars, and in planes. Why? Can I not have a break?
No.
Can I not? You know what I mean?
No.
Listen, can I not?
No, it's giving insanity.
Yeah.
Us pretending that we want to be.
Yeah, but no, like. These tour managers do so much because, like, I thought they just coordinated the logistics of the tour. I'm
saying.
Like, ensure that, like the artist has like a sound check, checkout times, that the production loads everything that they need to get on the stage in the venue on time, that the artist arrives on time, dancers, crew, whatever, like everything is coordinated. I thought that, I thought that they just coordinated times and logistics, but like, no, they do much more than that. And I'm like, okay, but this sounds like artist management because you're doing a lot.
Yeah, it's like artist management. You're just on the road all the time. Like, but then you have the added shit of like, you have a whole crew that you're supposed to look after. It's not only the musicians, it's all the crew that load all the instruments and travel back and forth with the musicians. You have to have a budget for everybody in terms of, eating on tour, hotels, literally everything possible that you might need money for. You have to make sure that everyone's behaving so that you don't catch any cases while you're on the road. You have to be so quick on your feet because so much shit can go wrong. Like I've seen so many musicians and so many groups and stuff be like, oh, flat tire, car accident, snow, storm. And the tour managers have to be like, get that shit solved ASAP Rocky.
You mentioned a good thing there. Something very important where you said that the tour manager has to be like quick on their feet to get things solved, because a lot of times when these artists are touring, but especially rappers, we often hear that they were stopped because they found drugs on the tour bus or they drank too much and something happened and I'm like
Sorry. Remember when Drake got food poisoning in the Netherlands and he had to cancel? But then people were like, nah, he just smoked too much weed. And I was like, allegedly. Say allegedly when you say that shit, guys.
But it makes sense. It makes sense to why they also have a tour publicist.
Yeah.
Because they need them as well to help with the different shows, that is
and like all the interviews and all of that shit as well.
Right.
Because often when musicians are on tour, they're also busy doing a press tour at the same time.
And I'm like, the tour manager also like helps coordinate that as well. I'm like, what do you not do? Like you do everything. That is so crazy.
Yeah, and if like they're a small group or a less known group, or they don't have as much crew, they're also at the merchandise table selling the merchandise. They're doing like all of the things, and I'm like, do you guys sleep? Like, speak into the mic, speak honestly. Do you sleep? Not that I sleep, but do you sleep?
They don't. I don't think so. Like, it's crazy though. Like, I can't. I sorry, but I can't.
No, literally, the way my brain is wired, that's unacceptable career choice.
Listen to me.
For me,
I will already mess up the logistics. Number one. So
No, because then you have to take into account the time differences and the different time zones and the things. Then you have to also take into account all of like the cultural differences as well, because you can't be traveling willy-nilly without understanding the culture. In
you
the
see my
countries.
hands? No.
It's much, Mybri.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yo,
Yeah.
it's much.
But
They do a lot.
it's so interesting because I never really understood what a tour manager actually, would do. We had tour management class with Ken, and I didn't really understand what tour managers do. But then after having that class with him, I was like, oh, okay. Because then he started to explain it a bit more, and then when he gave us the assignment to do, where was it a band we got? Was it a band that was like traveling within Europe, like they were going like to the US, to Paris, or something like that?
Yeah.
Yeah, and we had to coordinate like the logistics with time and transportation, and I was like, yeah, this assignment.
I was like, thank God.
I was like, first of all,
go into the shit.
I was like, first of all, thank God that assignment was not graded because I would have failed.
Yeah, no, listen.
Because
I mean, I figured it out, but I was like,
I could remember specifically he gave us a specific website that tour managers use to kind of track the analytics and data of artists to know where their next stop would be if they were supposed to tour. I'm not gonna mention the name because that's free promo. Points, please. But
he said no free promo.
I said no promo. Coins first, the bag. Yeah, but I can remember he gave us that specific website. And I was like, okay, I know about this website, but I did not know like this is what you use.
I remember.
So like,
we were sitting next to each other.
Yeah, I think I was sitting next to you because I had my laptop open and I searched the website, and he was like, yeah, this is where you need to look. And he's like, just type in the name of the artist. It'll give you all the stats on Spotify, Apple Music, everything. And it'll tell you like which countries they're most popular in and which cities specifically. And he's like, that's how the tour managers or coordinators or whatever determine where the artist will go next. And I was like, I always wondered how they determined where they'll go, because I'm like, you could say, okay, I'm going to France, but what if your artist is not popular in France? Like, how do you determine that? And then that was the answer for me in that class. And I was like, thank you.
You're like, now I know.
I was like, now I know, And I still have emails from that website coming in my inbox every day.
Oh, yeah, I remember we had to make a whole account just to see.
We had to make a whole account.
Babe?
Girl. You have to make a whole account.
But anyway, that's how me and Chardonnay realized that we are not tour manager friendly. I mean, not friendly. We are not tour manager material. That's
material,
the one. Yeah.
Like, fine, I can go on tour with you and see the things, but I'm not coordinating anything, Like, I can help with a little food. You want me to dish out a little food in a little plate? Yeah, I could do that.
Bitch, because like even like Loki, just like a little funny little side story. I mean, it has to do with this. It's not really a side story. But like also when I was a teenager and I was like, I want to be a tour manager. And then I was like, oh, if I don't become a tour manager, I'll just date a band member. And then the band member will take me on tour with them. But even now, I'm like, you wouldn't go, bitch. Like, first of all, you wouldn't go. I wouldn't go to all of the tour dates because I'm not trying to travel that much. I'll cry.
Listen, no, that is super exhausting. And like, I could remember once, I had to perform. I can't remember. I had 3 places to perform at once. And I think I had to perform in Curacao, and I also had to perform in St. Martin, but it was back to back. So I literally like traveled to Curacao, performed, I think 2 places I performed. And then literally, I think the next day right after, I had to travel back to St. Martin. And on the same day that I traveled back to St. Martin, I had a concert in the night.
You see?
And imagine, that was not a lot, but I was tired. And I was young and I was tired. And my mom was like, oh.
Yeah, no, when I look at my family here.
Listen.
When they're on tour, I'm like, guys. But you see, it's like, it's shit like this that I'm just like, tour managers have got to be some of the toughest people in the industry. Because, and I'm like, whoa.
And I'm like, okay, so they help with coordinating the logistics of production. They also help administrative wise. They also have to ensure that the budget that is being set out to go on the road with, that they stay within that budget. So they have to track, the expenses and the income. And I'm like, guys, you're also an accountant? Like, what is going on?
Yes,
Like,
on top of everything, they're also budgeting, and I'm like,
cannot be me.
Whoa.
My mind cannot do it. I cannot listen. I'm already messing up the logistics. What makes you think I'm gonna sit and do the money good?
I'm saying,
What makes you think I'm gonna do the money good? Please, no, stop it.
No, I could never. I could never be a tour manager. Like, first of all, I would be screaming, crying, and also throwing up because I would be thinking about how we have to get on an airplane tomorrow.
Oh yeah,
and I was already stressed about that airplane ride a month ago. Like, now tomorrow is coming. Now I'm not gonna sleep because I'm scared because airplanes freak me out because I don't understand them and they're scary. And like, I'm thinking about that, but then I must also now think about, is everybody here? I must count all the heads. I must give everybody their little schedules, and I must also have my own schedule. And then, like, no, I'll cry. Like, I can't do it.
Yeah.
Do it. You're asking a bit much of me.
And then dealing with whatever issue that comes up for the artists themselves, because I remember,
oh my goodness,
I remember watching Nicki Minaj's documentary where she was performing at I think she was on tour, to be exact. And I think something went wrong with the stage, that the stage was like sort of like a hydraulic stage where it had to like move and bounce or whatever. And it wasn't like doing it. And she was so upset. She was like furious, and she was like literally going off on her team. And she was like, yeah, thousands of fans paid this amount of money to come and see me, and everything is not in order, and production and the stage and whatever. And her team was literally stressed. They were like, all of these things, like unforeseen things you have to deal with as well, which is like in that time, an emergency. And it's like, you have to be like,
yes, Rich. Like, I remember also watching one of BTS's documentaries, and they were on stage doing their like heavy choreography, bitch, and the stage was starting to give under their feet. Like, they didn't notice because they were busy dancing, right? But obviously the stage crew noticed, and like, you just saw this moment of intense panic where they had to make a plan and make it quickly. And it was literally all hands on deck. Like, everybody, all the crew that was available at that time had to like run and stand under the stage and literally hold it up with their hands while they put up extra beams to hold the shit up. And then for like their most heavy choreography, they couldn't do it anymore because the stage was just not up to par with the standards that they need for that kind of a thing, which wasn't necessarily on their crew at all. Which in that moment, if I was a tour manager and I'm seeing all of that shit happening, like knowing that there's also like the stage manager or whatever, right? I would be sitting there shitting myself. Like, I'd be freaking out. I'd be like, what, bitch? I'd be running out on stage and be like, guys, stop dancing. You're gonna die.
Me too.
Like,
I'll be like, stop.
this.
Please stop it.
Can't, yeah, like, I can't. I would disrupt the whole show. And
listen,
like, you see, kudos to their whole crew that was there with them, because they really were like, let's not disturb them. Let's figure it out while they're doing the shit, and then like whatever. And I'm like, yeah, no, you see, I'm not cut out for this life. No, tour management is simply, it's just, it's not, it's for a very specific type of people.
And I was just about to say, like, we might not like it and what it entails, but there are people that love it, because obviously there are tour managers that do this. So I mean, the ones who love it, I mean, kudos to you. I mean,
and they're like really good at it too.
Yeah,
so.
Because it's also something where you have to have like leadership skills, networking skills, organizational skills, management skills, like, I don't know, like flexible, adapt quickly.
You have to be thinking on your feet all the time. Yeah,
it's a very fast-paced environment. So I guess
and you'd think as a chronic overthinker that I would be able to handle it, but no. No, because then I would overthink the decisions and they wouldn't be made fast enough.
But I was just about to say, I already overthink to do that tour thing. The thing might be on fire and I might be still thinking on how to get it off. Listen, no. Listen, but it's so simple.
But yeah, anyway, so those are all the reasons why me and Chardonnay would not be fit for tour management. it's just too much. It's doing too much. It's too high pressure, high stakes. We don't thrive in those environments. Let's just put it that way. Because the way the way university also had us fucked up so many times.
But I think too, I think every role within the music industry requires you to have a specific skill. So I think tour managers need to have specific skills in terms of like with finance, logistics, leadership, and stuff like that.
They have to have like tough skin because
they need to have like some knowledge about crisis management, a little bit of PR, you know. And we gave you a little information about what these artist managers. We gave you a little information about what these tour managers do, and we also explained to you why it would not be right for us. So, yeah. But I mean, fair enough. If this is something that you're interested in, you can always dive deeper into it by doing a bit more research.
Yeah, and if you wanna hop into it as a career, start volunteering at like music festivals and at concerts and concert halls and stuff.
For sure.
That's how you start building the connections.
Yeah.
That's how you start meeting the people. That's how you start networking. That's how you start putting your foot in the front door, as we always say.
And even with being an artist manager, like if you want to start volunteer for festivals, shows, and assist with certain things, just to get the feel of how things flow in that kind of environment. You know what I mean?
Yeah, we are going to move on into our little small talk corner. For those of you who don't already know this and are not already familiar with the podcast, this is the part of the podcast where me and Chardonnay share 2 songs each that we've really been feeling to set the tone for our week or whatever, because we record on Tuesdays, FYI. So it is the beginning of our week for us. But the episode comes out on Thursdays, so it's the end of the week. So really, it just sets the vibes anyway. Yeah. And then we ask each other a question each. And the question either has to do with the episode or it doesn't, has to do with music or it doesn't. Sometimes we just ask each other random shit because we want to know, because we're nosy. So, having said that, Chardonnay, what is your first song of the week?
Right now, I've just been listening to Coco Jones' EP. It's called What I Didn't Tell You. And basically, she named the EP What I Didn't Tell You because all of the songs on the EP are things that she have never told anybody. And it's like you getting to hear and see, you know, what goes on behind the cameras. Because she says a lot of persons know her as Hillary from Bel-Air, or just being an actor from Disney Channel, or, you know, whatever other movies or shows she's played in. But she's like, really behind the cameras and all that acting, she's like, I'm an artist, I'm a singer, I really sang, you know, I really do this. So the EP What I Didn't Tell You is basically all of the things that you don't know about Coco music wise. But anyway, let me stop the rambling. One of my favorite songs on the EP is Crazy for Me.
Okay.
Crazy for Me by Coco Jones. And that is actually Coco's favorite song as well. Crazy for Me is really given 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. Like, like it's a very upbeat R&B song. So she can do like a lot of choreo to it, but it's also like a lot of singing in between. So it's like kind of best of both worlds. Girl, like, guys, please go listen to What I Didn't Tell You by Coco Jones, please.
I still have to get into it.
It's really good.
There's so much music I still have to get into.
Yeah. It's really good. What is your first song? Let me stop rambling.
Okay, my first song is, and like, look, this should come as no surprise to anybody. Actually, wait, it might come as a surprise to some people because it's not my usual agenda.
Okay, she said agenda. I have an agenda.
She said it's not my usual BTS agenda. Anyway, so the song I picked is called Tamina. It is by Kadi. She did a little colors show thingy.
That is awesome
for this song specifically as well. It's one of my favorite songs off of her EP, and I also just really like her EP because it's a very experimental, like Afro pop sound, and she's incredibly talented and super humble and super sweet and genuinely one of my favorite people in existence. to be fair, so I'm gonna plug her immediately. So get into her.
Get into it, guys.
Yeah, like
watch.
honestly, the people who listen to this podcast who are already familiar with me and Chardonnay and watch our stories and whatever, they already know I'm forever plugging Kadi.
Yeah.
Forever in my
Yeah.
stories. So this will come as no surprise to them, but of like listeners to the podcast who don't know us personally, it'll come as a surprise to them.
Yeah.
Because I am normally plugging BTS.
And go plug the performance, the Colors performance.
Yeah, go look at the Colors performance as well on the Colors Show YouTube channel. It's a song about a woman that she purposely made so that other women could see themselves in her, especially Cape Verdean women. So it's a song about a woman called Tamina who, you know, was dealt shit cards in life, but still came out winning in the end. So it's a really beautiful song with a beautiful message, and it's just a vibe.
Awesome.
Yeah. What's your second song?
My second song is a calypso / soca song from the Caribbean. We're going back to Trinidad and Tobago.
Let's go.
This song is from Patrice Roberts. It's called Soft Man.
Okay.
And the song basically talks about women not liking soft men.
I like soft men.
but it's so funny because she did the song as a sort of a joke, but it sounds so good. In the song, like she's talking about like women that don't like soft men, but what they do like is like a funny man, a working man, a man that got money. So like she made it so like fun and so cool. And what I loved the most about that specific song and the way that she did it is that it's originally a calypso song. And for those who know calypso, they know that calypso is more of a political genre, and it's much more slower, and it has much more like cultural instruments in it. So she did of like a fusion with the calypso with the soca, and if for those who know soca, or we say soca, soca is very more upbeat and fun and dancing and stuff like that. So she did a mixture of the both. So it's like it's giving you sweet and a little bit of like sour, but it's just
it's got all the things.
Yes, it's got all the things. And I'm like, Patrice, you're so good.
I'm gonna go listen to it.
Yes,
because I haven't heard it. You mentioned Patrice on the podcast before, but not this specific song.
No, Patrice has really been doing a lot of things lately where I'm like, wow, I'm so impressed by her artistry because she's growing, because she actually started off in calypso. And she break away from calypso and went into like soca. So it's, even though it's like it's still cultural, the transition is still different because calypso is like more soft and whatever, and soca is like bah, 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 you know. So like, Patrice, do your thing, girl. Like, no, for real. Like, I'm so proud to see like my Caribbean people doing their thing, and I just pray that they get many more opportunities to like show the world like what we have to offer. Exactly. Yeah. What is your second song?
So my second song...
Is it part of the agenda?
No. No, I thought about it, but then I looked at myself in the mirror and I was like, you know what you've been listening to this week. I mean, it's also, I listen to BTS every week, every day, but this specific song is just always stuck in my head lately, so I'm going to choose this one. But I did mention this group last week, actually, not last week, last episode. So the song is called Hype Boy by a little girl group called New Jeans. So the last episode I plugged their song called Attention. This week I'm doing Hype Boy because it's just like an upbeat pop R&B cute like thingy, you know, about boys. It's just like those fun songs. The choreography is so dope. The song is again doing really, really well. Like the people are eating it up as they should be. It's one of those songs it's one of those songs that just gets really stuck in your head. And I'll say it again. I said it last week already, but these are a group of teenage girls who are already so incredibly talented. Already have credits on their debut EP. They're doing extremely well for a group that just debuted. That was awesome. Literally, was it a couple of months ago, last month? Bitch, I don't know. Time isn't real. So I can't.
She's like, time is not real.
Yeah, I can't. I don't remember. But yeah, check out New Jeans. They've got a fun thing going on. Okay. Question.
I have a fun question for you.
Okay.
Okay, so let's say if you were a tour manager.
Oh no.
Okay, let's say if you were a tour manager, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you needed to do crisis management because something happened on tour.
Mm-hmm.
What happened on tour? You're touring on a bus and they stopped the bus and they found weed in the bus.
Was it illegal?
Illegally. And
they didn't have no medicinal marijuana.
No, they found a whole ass bag of.
Chardonnay said he's painting the worst scenario possible right now.
Yes, they found a whole ass bag of the white powder. Yeah.
Okay. Goddamn.
And like there are 10 people on the bus, and like 6 out of the 10 snorted the powder and smoked the bush.
Yeah.
Okay. And it got out, and it's out of control, and everybody is talking smack online. Mm-hmm. And it's kind of damaging the artist's reputation. Mm-hmm. Yeah. What you as the tour manager would do?
Cry. I would cry.
I said, worst scenario possible. Like, it's over. Your career is over.
I'm already crying just imagining it.
I said, worst case scenario, you would never be able to recover. Your career is over. I said,
they said cancelled.
I said it's done.
Oh no,
girl. No, for real. Okay, tell me the little steps that you would take to kind of like.
Bitch. Crying was my step. Crying was the step. That was the step.
Oh my god, girl.
That's the only step. I'll cry.
Okay.
No, but surely then I would also get the artist manager on the phone and be like, bitch.
She'll be like, listen, something is going on here. I need your help.
The situation is out of control. I'm about to go home. I'm going to leave these people here. I'm not dealing with this shit. I wasn't made for this.
Bitch, how are you going to go home and leave the people in their crisis?
Look. If you put me in that situation, we're not friends anymore.
Ooh, listen. Oh my god.
If you put me in that situation, especially in one where I didn't know these things were on the bus. Okay, I didn't know these things were there. And you put me in that situation when I could have prevented it if you had just been honest with me and been like, look, these things are on board. I would have been like, take the shit off board. The fuck? And now you got me here all fucked up. I'm gonna leave.
Listen, my head is hurting me. My head is hurting.
No, because you got me all the way fucked up with this question. Why am I crying? Anyway. So that's the answer to the question. I would 1, cry. 2, call the artist manager to be like, you guys got me fucked up. Come get your people. And 3, I would go home. Because I'm not the one who did anything wrong.
He said, I'm not going to jail with y'all. Bye.
No.
I'm going home.
This is a you problem now. This is no longer a me problem. It would have been a me problem if I knew and I let it slide.
Right.
But because I didn't know and I didn't let it slide, it's a you problem.
Yeah.
You know these things happen on the road. Why are you doing this dumb fuckery? How do I beat your question? I can't.
Listen.
I can't beat your question. I don't even have a scenario. I don't even have a scenario. I have no idea what to ask you right now. I should have gone first, damn it. Here's a really, really simple one. It has nothing to do with tour management, but it has to do with music. Since we're entering cozy season, and we just want to be warm and cozy and whatnot because it's cold as fuck outside these days.
No, it is.
I mean, not here personally,
No,
not
here
here,
it's,
but I saw
here
there.
it's really cold.
Yeah, no,
it's
I was
really
like,
cold.
the weather would have had me fucked up if I was there.
Yeah.
But since it's cozy season, I want to know what your comfort song is. What's your comfort song? Song that just makes you feel, you know, warm and cozy and fuzzy inside.
You know, it's so crazy because I don't think I have a song that makes me I don't think I have a song. I think because like right now, Soft Man from Patrice Roberts,
Yeah.
like I'll listen to it like on loop for like 5-10 times every single day, and that would make me feel good until I find the next song that I like, and I would just loop that. So I think anything that I'm feeling in the moment comforts me. So I don't have like one specific song that mainly comforts me. I would say whatever in the moment. So like Coco Jones right now, I could listen to her like her EP, and that would make me feel so good and warm and just like comforted, because I'm like, oh Coco, your voice is so soothing, so nice. You have a new little EP out for me to listen to. You know what I mean? I think anything that I discover that is new warms me, because if I like it, I'll continue to listen to it because I'm like, shit, this is good. Like, because you know, people be making different types of music, and I think for me, the little things in music, like just like a little bell or just like a piano note, like makes a difference for me.
I feel you. That's interesting.
So guys, this concludes the end of our little episode. I'm gonna start off with closing the episode because Kiki needs to dial it back in for a little bit.
Get a shit together.
Get it together. But if you're
we fucked up.
Listen, but that question was hella funny though, because I'm like, listen,
it was
you're basically
like, I'm like, we haven't laughed like that on the podcast in like a while.
Yes, because I was like, I said scenario, you're basically cancelled.
Like actually. Chardonnay said actually.
Listen, no, for real.
Anyway.
For real. So guys, if you are watching us on YouTube, don't forget to subscribe, and like the video, and also leave us a comment or any questions that you may have. And if you want to see our bloopers, check us out on Instagram at Don't Touch My Music Pod. You can also check us out on TikTok as well at Don't Touch My Music Pod. So be sure to follow us, like our little blooper scenes, and leave us comments or send us a message in the DMs if you have any questions or any specific topics that you would like us to talk about.
Okay, so if you're listening to the podcast on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or Anchor, don't forget to follow the podcast, rate the podcast. And if you're listening on Anchor for whatever reason, you can also leave comments and stuff, apparently. So, so go ahead and do that. And yeah, I guess that's the end of the episode.
I will see you next week.
Yeah. Okay.
Bye.
Okay, bye.